I think probably about 5 or 6 years old, we moved. So I was born in the lower Ninth Ward. Grew up, I guess you could say, in the 7th Ward. Went to St. Augustine High School, went to Epiphany at the time, but it was fun. I actually didn't even start getting college offers until after the 3rd game of my senior year. I played the last 2 games of my junior year. Defensive back coach said, Tyrone, go in and return this punt. And they punted the ball to me. I caught it, returned it for a touchdown. They threw a flag. They had to re-kick, punted it again, caught it, returned it for a touchdown, and from then on, it was kind of history for me. And ended up becoming the Louisiana Offensive Player of the Year and the Athlete of the Year, and ended up getting a scholarship going to Nebraska. One of the things that I knew I always could do and had done since Pop Warner was always return kicks and punts. And so the Saints at that time needed a punt and kick returner, and they brought me in, they worked me out as a receiver and as a DB. And when I got drafted, actually we were sitting at home the second day watching the Bottom Line on ESPN or the ticket, and I got a call from Cincinnati saying, stay by the phone, we're about to pick you. And then the next thing I know, they say Cincinnati picked so-and-so, I can't remember who the guy was, and then I get a phone call, and I don't remember if it was Bill Kuharich or Jim Miller, but saying, congratulations, you're a Saint. I mean, and I told my family, and I actually brought tears to my eyes, because I'm like, really? I'm going to be playing at home? And that was one of the biggest feelings I ever had.
He had great hands, great vision, and he was elusive. His speed was the kind where he wouldn't wow you. He might debate that with me, but that wasn't what caught my attention. But his ability to find an open field, to elude a tackler, had great body awareness. It's incredible. So he's homegrown, and sometimes that works against you. But when you compare him to the NFL record holders, and Tyrone Hughes is there, that's pretty special, and you can't take that away from him.
The Rams game, set several NFL records, set several Saint records, and I remember jumping over somebody and just hitting the sideline, and I'm watching the screen and I'm seeing somebody coming behind, like, please don't catch me, please don't catch me, please don't catch me. And I ended up scoring a touchdown right there. So that was 2 of the greatest moments.
His prowess was certainly in the return end of it, and for that 1 year when he was all pro, it was something special. I mean, he was as good a return guy, both punt and kick, as there was at that time.
I always felt I did my job as a Saint. I used to have friends that say, well, after the games, they'll see me out and they don't see some of the other guys out, and they're like, man, you always out, and you're not afraid to come out after a loss. I'm like, look, first of all, this is home, so I'm not going to ever hide, from being at home. I'm going to still go ahead and do what I do, but I felt as though I always did my job. I led the NFL 3 years in a row from 94 to 96 in kickoff returns and return yards, so I think I did what I was supposed to do, but just looking at it, getting that call, I mean, it just seems like it kind of brought everything together to say, hey, look, we really appreciate what you did.